What's up, guys? We got another video coming your way. It's Coding with James, with your guy, James Carino. The last video I did was 4 days ago, and as of right now, it has 22 views, and I am grateful for each view and each like. I'm grateful for you guys for subscribing to the channel and for following my coding journey. As I said previously, I'm here to continuously improve. And if you guys have any suggestions, violent objections, comments, um, I'm perfectly open to that, especially constructive comments. I just wish to improve and grow as a computer scientist. So before further ado, what we're gonna be before further ado, message from the sponsors. So I hope you guys check out Genesis Originals. They're a sportswear brand in Los Angeles, California. They make workout clothing and sports combat specific clothing. They have a bunch of dope stuff, right? So you guys check that out. Their most recent collection was Conquering the Beasts. It has women and men workout clothing, and they have a bunch of kimonos as well. So, and they're featured on Fox News, NBC News, and Market Watch. So if you guys are looking for your next workout collection, definitely check it out. They're an amazing company. They work with UFC athletes and professionals. So before further ado, let's head right into it. Um, so the coding question we're gonna go into today is an interview question on Glassdoor, and it says, given a string, find the first non-repeated character. Why I'm doing another Amazon question? Maybe or maybe not, I had to answer this recently in an interview question. Um, so that's why. So first non-repeating character, asked by Amazon and several companies. You can solve it, lead code many other places, but if you're looking for a different solution, here's how I solved it. Okay, and we're going to be solving it our way today. I'm going to be giving you guys two ways to solve this. And yeah, so given a string S consisting of a small English letters, find and return the instance of a non-repeating character in it. If there is no such character, return an underscore string. So for S, A, B, A, C, A, D, B, A, D, the output should be first non-repeating character is C, right? So this is the first solution. Is what I did was I made a character array, right? I'm I made a character array with 26 indexes, right? And everything, since we make a character array, right? Given the string, this is the string that we're given. Since we make a character array of 26 indexes, meaning we have 26 elements, right? 26 elements. Each index of the 26 spaces that were given in that character will be initiated to 0, right? And there's a bunch of other solutions like using a hash map, mapping the key value pairs. But in a way, I'm going to be doing that in a way, but I'm just sticking with the array. So for this solution, right, we create a character array with 26 elements in it, initialized at 0. Why? Because the alphabet contains 26 letters from A to Z, right? So it's initialized A to Z with zeros, and we hit, of course, the first thing that we're always going to be thinking of while we go through a string or an array is iterating through it. So in this case, we're going to iterate through the character array, right? So when we iterate through the character array, we go, so for index I at 0, right, at the character at I, right, for this string given to us, we subtract it with A, the first letter of the alphabet, right, because A, in this case, in the ASCII binary character table, each letter, right, is represented with a number, an ASCII code number. So for small letter A, it's 97. So what I did was I just said, okay, I'm going to subtract it with a. Why? So at the string given to us, at that character I, 0, so I is a minus a is 0. So we're going to go to the first index, right? And we're going to iterate that. So for this, from 0, since we initialize it with 0, it's going to be now 1, right? Now we iterate the next character at this string, which is another a, right? So now a minus a is 0 again. So we go to that index and we're gonna increment it. So it's gonna be 2. Same thing, 3. Now this is where the interesting part gets. We're gonna move on to the next character in the string, which is b. So b minus a, 98 minus 97 is 1. So we're gonna go to index 1 now, right? And we're gonna iterate through it. We're gonna increment. From 0, it's gonna be 1. Next iteration would be a c. So c minus a would be 2, right? So from 0, index 1, index 2, we're gonna increment index 2, 1. And on the next iteration, 2, right? And so on and so on. So in this case, let me finish this. So this is gonna be, in this case, 2. In this example, it's going to be 1, right? And the rest is just going to be 0, right? So we have 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, right? Now we're going to do after that whole for loop, right? We're going to do another for loop now to check, right? Starting at this character array, right? If we subtract it and it's 1, if we subtract it, if we subtract the number at this index of a to a and we get 1, right? Then that's how many times it actually occurs in the string. Meaning that's the only repeating letter in the given string. So 3 minus 1 would be 2. Right? So next we check the next index. 1 minus 1, or actually 3a, right? 3 minus 1 is 2. And we go to b, right? B is 1. 1 minus 1 would be 1, right? So then this would be the first non-repeating character, and we're gonna keep going through it until we end up with the whole string, right? So it's pretty much going to be the same thing as we did in the first iteration, except we're going to subtract by a as well, and if we get 1, then we're going to return that character in that string, right? Rather than incrementing, which is going to be an if statement in that case. So let's start with opening a project in IntelliJ, right? And let's make a new project. Let's name it project, right? Non-repeating. All right. Now all right, new Java class. Let's name it first. Let's name it non-repeating. Okay. Now let's make the main methods public, static, main, how does that go again? String args, static void main. There you go. Okay, now let's make the method, right? So let's make public static first non-repeating character. And let's take in a string x, right? And we're gonna return, what are we supposed to return again? First instance. So we're returning a character. So we're gonna return a character. All right. So as I said, we're gonna do the first for loops, right? We're gonna do 2 for loops. Oh. But before that, we're gonna make a new integer array, right? We're gonna make a new integer array, and we're gonna name it array1. And then we're gonna initialize it to have 26 elements, all with zeros initialized first as default, right? So for int I equals 0, I less than x dot length I plus plus. All right, now array1, right? Array1 x dot character at I, right, minus a, as we said, to check for the index and iterate it. That's what we're going to be doing. That's what we're going to be doing. We're gonna check the we're gonna subtract, and at that index we're gonna increment, right? So we're gonna keep doing that. Now we have the numbers. Okay, next, as I said, we're gonna do another for loop for int j equals 0, j less than the length again. Oh, j less than the length, j plus plus. All right, this is the second for loop. As I said, it's going to be almost exactly the same thing, but we're just going to check. We're just going to check if the number at that index is 1, pretty much. That's what we're going to be doing. So array 1, right, s dot x dot character at I, right, minus a is equal to 1, j, my bad. If it's equal to 1, then we're going to return s dot x dot character at j, right? And if there's nothing equal to 1, meaning we're given a string like this. Here we go. Meaning we're given a string like this. There's no unique character. We're given a string like this. Then we're gonna return the underscore. Right? So again, we did the first for loop to increment through each index, right? To check the value, right? We pretty much use the ASCII numbers that maps to that letter. And then what we did was we did another for loop, right? To check at the character at that index in the array, and we subtracted it again, right? And if it was equal to 1, then we'd return that, meaning that the repeating numbers only happened one time. That's pretty much what this second for loop did, right? Now let's actually check if what we did was right. System.out.print, enter the string to check first non-repeating character, right? And then scanner keyboard is equal to new scanner system.in. Yep. Wait. Did I not? Oh, there you go. Okay. So string word is equal to keyboard dot next line. I'll take this string. All right. Now we're gonna do a system out again to see first non-repeating character in the string is, let's do a print, that way we see the whole thing, is what's the name, first non-repeating, and we put in word, we pass in word, right, is that a character? Let's check it. Enter the string, check the first non-repeating character. So let's do the example we did. A B C C D D E. So A B C C D D E C D D E B. Let's try it again. A B B B. Whatever. DS, and then let's put in an I, and then DS, boom, supposed, yep, I. And then now, let's give a string that does not have a first non-repeating character, boom. All right, so that's for the first solution, right? So now the second solution is pretty much a built-in solution, right? What we're gonna be doing, since we're gonna take advantage of the fact that Java actually has built-in libraries or methods that we could use to our advantage if we remember it, of course, right? So first non-repeating character using built-in method, right? So the two methods that we're going to be using is index of and last index of, and we're going to be using that to just pretty much compare. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing. So we're going to do an int length, and we're just going to get the length of the string, right? We're going to get the length of the string, and we're going to do a for loop int I equals 0, right? I less than length I plus plus. All right, now this is gonna be one if statement that we're just pretty much gonna check, right? If x dot index of, right, index of x dot character at I, all right, is equal to x dot last index of x dot character at I, we return x dot character at I. What is it saying? Okay, so for loop iterating through the whole string. Okay, that's basic. Now, if the index of the character at I, so let's say 0 at in this, okay, let's put it here. In this string, A B C, C, D, E in the first example that we had, right? Sorry. Okay, so if the index of the character at I, this is the first index, 0, is equal to the last index of x dot character at I, meaning if this index only occurs once, because the first index and the last index only occurs once, then we're going to return that. So in the first iteration, right, I equals 0, index of the character at I, which is 0, which is A, right, the last index of it is something, is, it will be the index where we're going to be iterating to, right? So we check, boom, A is the 0, 1, 2 index. This would be equal to 2, and this would be equal to 0. Is it equal? No, it's not. So we're going to continue. We're going to continue. Boom. Now we're at 1, right? The last index is still at 2. Not equal. Last. So pretty much we're going to go now to B, right? We're going to do X index of character at this 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Is the first and the last character equal? It checks the whole string. It's equal. So boom, we're not even gonna check the rest of, we're not even gonna iterate through the rest of the string because it's an if statement. And we're pretty much gonna say, okay, boom, right there. B. Right? In this case, in that example, it's gonna be B. And if it's not, if it's a unique string with everything repeating, right, we're just going to return the same thing. All right, so now let's do the same thing. Repeating character, method 2, keyboard 2, word 2, word 2, and we're going to say built-in method, word 2. All right, so let's do the same thing. A, B, C, C, D, D, E. Ooh. And then enter the string. Oh, because we did a print. There it is. That way it's clear. Let's hit it, run again. A, B, C, C, D, D, E. So the first non-repeating character in the string is B. Correct. Now let's do it again. A, B, C, C, D, D, E. Supposed to be B as well. A, B, 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 C, C, D, D. Blank. A, B, 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 C, C, D, D. Blank. Let's do it one last time. S, S, W, W, T. Random words. Should be a T. And we're going to do the same thing. T, G, F, L, D. T. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Showed two ways. One, the one way is pretty much using the built-in methods of the string, which is checking the index of the character, and we pretty much have a conditional statement saying that if this character at this index is equal to the last index of that character, then we're pretty much going to say we're going to return that character. In this case, B was the one that we returned, right? Next, the other method was pretty much making an array, initializing an array of 26 elements initialized at default 0, right? And we're just going to use the ASCII table to subtract it and increment each index given a specific string, and another for loop, right, to pretty much check if it's this, if now that I'm looking at it, this if statement looks very identical to this, right? We're pretty much saying if this index of character I is equal to the last index of that, meaning that's the first and last index, we're going to return that. In this case, this only happens once, right? Then we're going to return that. So in a way, in my opinion, um, almost similar, but in this case, we're dealing with arrays. In this case, we're using the built-in methods. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up, or email me. Please comment, or yeah, email me. Let me know what else you guys want to see. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.